Hey folks, so this is Dark Eldar versus Orks, 1850 points. This is an ETC mission, and it's mission number 3, so it's Emperor's Will and Contact Lost at the same time. For the Orks, we've got some tank busters and a mech and a battle wagon, another one with some tank busters and a mech. We also have this huge Stompa all set to run forth and wreak havoc, and he's got some Ludas, some big mechs, and a shock attack cannon. Those big mechs are basically there to repair. So for the Dark Elder, we've got the Archon in a Venom and some Medusa Webway Portal in reserve. Venom has cannon top and the bottom. We've got 10 Warriors and a Splinter Cannon in that Raider, 5 Warriors Blaster in that Raider. We've got 5 Scourge with Haywire Blasters, a Ravager down there. We've got a Raider with 10 Warriors and Splinter Cannon. That has a Trueborn with 4 Blasters. This one here has 10 Warriors of Cannon. We've got Ravager, Scourge, 5 Warriors and a Blaster, and 5 more Warriors and a Blaster and last Raider. So with the Orks seizing the initiative, they push forward. Tank Busters push forward. The other set of Tank Busters push forward. Stompa ran ahead, and then it was just so many shots. Forced a few of my vehicles to jink. The Venom lost the cannon. I lost a Raider with all 10 guys running off the table, and a few more vehicles jinked, and I lost some Scourge here and there. So it was a pretty painful turn, especially when I need every lance and every shot possible. So the plan was to consolidate every single shot and put it into the Stompa if I could, and then any leftovers would go into the tank busters. So I tried to move up a little bit, try to get a few good positions and block line of sight as I could. We managed to destroy the vehicle over here and kill off most of the tank busters. Managed to kill off the other tank buster vehicle, and they ran off the table. Oh, there's also 2 of those death copters on the table. We managed to bring this guy down to 5 hull points. But I'm guessing he's going to repair, and we're going to just be a brutal fight till the end, I'm thinking. But we shall see. So the damage I caused only further antagonized the Orks, and they went ahead and just shot everything into me, causing quite a few of my vehicles to jink. Took out some of the Scourge, and pretty much knocked out one of my Raiders, which was a little sad, but he's getting closer, and the closer he gets, the more scared I am. He managed to repair too, which kind of sucked. So I tried to maneuver as best I could to get as many shots onto the Stompa as possible. I took out the rest of the tank busters, which was good. I just needed to get them off the table, and I tried to capture a few objectives here and there. Didn't cause a lot of damage to the Stompa, which kind of made me sad, but taking a hull point off here and there is always good, but just didn't seem to work. So forgot to mention the Orks also had some Death Copters, and they were hidden in the buildings. There's also a group of Grots in reserve. They're going to be coming in. So lots of fire going into the Scourge, killing them down. That Ravager was immobilized. This Raider was wrecked, and the guys were thrown to the ground. And over here, we just had some jinking, so still taking a lot of damage, but trying to put out a little bit more as well. Moving my vehicles up, and I fired into the Death Copters. I managed to take out the Death Copters. Tried to move my guys up as best I could towards the Stompa and get all my Lances and Blasters into range to try and take off a few more hull points. He had a 3+ save in Ruins, so that was anytime like 50% of him was covered, then I was like, shoot. It was so hard getting hull points off this guy because he kept repairing too. So he's like back up to 8, so it's kind of a little disheartening. So still trying to focus on the objectives, and as best I could, we did jump in and flamed the Grots that came on and were hiding in the building near their objective, so that was good. The Stompa turned around and continued to fire on my vehicles, moving in towards my objective. So it was pretty brutal, to say the least. He managed to kill off a few more of my units and just keep a big threat bubble of don't come near me or I'm going to squish you. So at this point of the game, it pretty much came down to me focusing on the Stompa because he didn't really have anything else except for the Stompa on the table, and just trying to get as many hit points or hull points off of it as I could. So I moved 2 of my units, my Warlord and the Medusa, into his objective on his side of the table, trying to hold it. And I also sent up a raider with 10 guys to basically help hold it up there too. Um, for the most part, it was kind of a good idea because I had multiple units up there to secure it because it was still getting a lot of fire until it was whittled down to only one or two men, and they would just kind of hide behind the structure and couldn't be shot. Now, that Stompa would just continue to crush in through. I tried to send in my objective secured units, but I just couldn't get close enough. And one of my objective secured units wrecked and basically was destroyed trying to fly through a building to jump on the objective at the end. So that was actually pretty comical. The game actually went all the way to 7 turns. Oh, it was brutal. It just, oh, if it would have ended any sooner, I would have been okay. So we're a little new when it comes to ETC and how the scoring works and everything. In the end, it came down to 4 points each for the Eternal War mission objectives. So he took mine, I took his. We both had Linebreaker. He had Warlord and First Blood, and I just had a ton of Maelstrom points. I just kept racking them up. I think I had at 1.7 Maelstrom points, and he had, I think, four of them. So I'm still trying to figure out how this worked. If it works kind of like a primary secondary, the Orks won. If it works out as, if I'm reading the rules correctly, you just kind of add everything up. It basically came down to a very, very minor victory for the Dark Eldar. So, still trying to figure out how the point system works. We decided that the Orks won because there's no way, if the game would have just continued on forever, I couldn't have killed the Stompa and you just crushed everything. So, Orks victory for this one until we figure out how this point system works. Overall, it was a fantastic game. It's just so much fun getting out and getting some practice in and trying to get a handle on some of these missions for the upcoming Canhammer tournament. It's definitely a lot different than ITC when it comes to collecting points. There's a lot more you have to keep track of and things. But overall, great game, and looking forward to the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's not as quite as clean and concise as the other reports, but I had fun. So don't forget to subscribe, comment, and all that fun stuff. Share too. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.